Welcome. My name's Katrina, and this is Just My 3 Cents. All right. So, last night, February 9th, I believe it was, we had an amazing Super Bowl. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles for that amazing Super Bowl win. That was awesome. I had such a great time watching that. I got everything that I asked for from that win last night. Thank you so much. I think that was just an amazing one. I'm not gonna say it was my favorite Super Bowl in a while. I mean, it was awesome. They dominated. The defense dominated from jump. Jalen, Saquon, everybody played their ass off. I mean, it was a great game. It was beautifully executed on so many facets, on so many points. There's just two, maybe three things I want to touch on that I really think were very evident yesterday during that game, as to why a lot of people's jaws, maybe not a lot of people, I have watched, believe it or not, I watch more football in this here house than that of my husband. It's, yes, women watch football. Women love football. I'm one of the said women. I love football. I have loved football for a long time. Love me some football. So, anyways, during the season, if we don't watch the game together, well, we may watch one game together, but for the rest of the day, I'll watch the remaining games, oftentimes by myself. And I'll keep up on the stats. I know more about the player stats, um, oddly enough, more so than my husband. It wasn't always so. He used to be well versed and in on all the stats and all the names and all the players and all of that. Um, but I just keep up on it. I love football. Anyway, so I've been paying attention. So from game one of the season to last night, I've watched a lot of the games, almost all of the games this season. Definitely, I've watched a lot of the Kansas City games. However, of the games that I watched, it was hard to stay and watch said games throughout the season, and a lot of it was because a 12th entity had entered the game oftentimes, and a lot of people, I don't feel, are talking about that. Um, all the media shows, all the sports shows, they're not quite mentioning what was missing. It's like they're asking the question, what happened to the Chiefs last night? What happened to the Chiefs? What happened was the 12th entity, dare I say the 12th man, did not show up last night. And you want to know what that was? They didn't get help last night. I think last night, for the first time this season, finally, it was heard and people were listened to that they had been helped to that position. Now, this is not to take away at all from, they are actually a good team. Okay, I'm not going to say that they're a trash team, that everybody and their mama helped them to get to the point that they're at. No, I'm going to say, again, this is just my 3 cents, right? I'm going to say that a good 70% of the wins that they had this season, and I say 70 is strong. Oof. 70% of the wins that they had this season were theirs. Were theirs. But that strong 30 was helped by the 12th entity refereeing. And that's who did not show up last night. They had one bogus call last night, and that was at the beginning of the game. And once, I think you could kind of feel a hush through the crowd last night. Once the referee kind of made that kind of whoop call or whatever. I can't think of the play initially, but it was like towards the beginning of the game, in the first quarter. It was in the first 2 minutes. Actually, it was the first 2 minutes, because I was still in the kitchen getting my wings together. But it was in the first 2-3 minutes of the game, and the ref made the first like kind of call. Me and my husband was like, "Oh hell, here we go again with the little calls towards Kansas City. In favor of the Kansas City Chiefs." After that, the refs heard the little in the crowd, and they got the hell out the game. It's like, you know what? we are not going to be accused of helping and or interfering and or getting involved in this game. They let the Eagles do what they needed to do. They let the Kansas City Chiefs do what they needed to do. Okay? I don't expect for anybody to go back through and watch games throughout the season because it's done. The Eagles won. Yay. Thank you. It's over with. It's in the books. It's a wrap. They on the way to Disneyland or wherever they go. I don't know if they do that anymore. But, however, if you do watch the games or study film or go through the stats for this past season, you will understand that the Kansas City Chiefs, I think maybe only had 1 or 2 games where they actually had a score, a final score that was greater than 7 points. So they never blew out a team. They never completely outgunned or outperformed a team during the season. And it wasn't until later in the season when people started actually listening, like, wait a minute, they were getting assistance on the field. Maybe there is something to this. People weren't just complaining when their team lost. Again, I think people really started to pay real attention when playoffs really hit. When the Houston Texans got put out. Now, again, in that particular game, yes, I'm a Texans fan. So obviously I was rooting for the Texans. And I can honestly say, regardless of the refs, Kansas City won that game. However, once you then put the refs back in play, the refs called some BS ass plays that completely made that game uneven. Which, could that have changed the outcome? It would have made the game closer. It would have made the game a lot more fair had the refs not been involved. Now, I always tell my husband, and I'm sure many people who are in the sports world or whatever like that always say, and again, I always say this, so again, I'm taking credit. This is my damn show for now. I always say, that when players play the game, that they definitely need, especially when they assume and or know that the refereeing is going to be a factor, they need to play such a game to where the refs are no longer a factor. That's what happened last night. The Eagles said, you know what? We already know there's probably going to be some F's on the field, right? There might be some funny-duddy happening tonight. We're going to take the refs out of the equation. Now, should they even have to? No, they shouldn't have to, because they should never have to be. That should not be part of your game plan. You shouldn't have to play to take that 12th entity out of the equation, because they shouldn't be in there. Their job is to play by the book, call it as they see it, according to that of the rules, not to who they favor, not to who is favored by whomever. And so I think for the Kansas City fans and the Kansas City Chiefs, for the organization, whatever, I think they really do need to kind of take a really good gut check and be like, wait, you know what? I brought this up to my husband. This reminds me of the scene in Rocky 3. I love Rocky. I'm a Rocky fan. And this kind of goes Philly, right? Who knew? Anyways, it reminds me of Rocky 3 when he's on the steps about to get his statue unveiled, and he's all excited. And then Clubber Lang comes up on the stands and is like, hey, Rocky, I challenge you. Yeah. And he's all like, he's all upset. And Rocky's like, yeah, man, he's time and he place. And then Mickey, his trainer's like, nah, man, you ain't ready for that. He's a bum. You don't want to fight him. And then Clubber Lang's like, man, your trainer, he's been blocking. I'm the real champ. I don't know all the words. But anywho, cut to the next scene when Rocky's all upset. And he's like, man, come on, I want to fight this dude. Like, let me at him. I got him. And Mickey's letting him know, hey, look, yeah, you're a boxer. That dude's a beast. He's gonna knock your block off. You ain't got it no more, player. And then Rocky finally comes to the realization, wait a minute, you telling me all these people I done played like they were setups, or like you helped me get to this point? And Mickey's like, well, yeah, you know, they're not fixed fights, but I kind of helped you get here, yeah. So moral of the story is, I think last night the Chiefs might have learned that the road for them for this particular season may have been paved to said Super Bowl because of a little trickery. I was about to say the F word, but a little trickery. A little trickery had been played to get them to said stage, okay? Who didn't want an amazing story? Oh, a three-peat, NFL history. Who didn't want that, right? That sounds like an amazing story, right? However, if you gotta take out and clip other people in the process, and clip other people's up and coming story, because that's the thing that probably makes it hurt more. There were other people's stories that were on the rise, that was coming up. Other people making names for themselves, and you completely obliterated and/or clipped their stories while making this story climb. And so that's the thing I really think that the Chiefs realized last night, or I hope they realized it that last night, that the road may have been paved for you, or things might have been maneuvered for you to have gotten to that point. And no, I don't think that they're a scrub team. I don't think that, they did deserve a spot in the Super Bowl. I'm not ever gonna say that they did not. They still a bomb ass team. I'm not taking that away from them. Although I do believe, yes, throughout the season there was a whole bunch of trickery and effery done in their favor. Not even against my said team, against other teams. There was a lot of effery done in their favor to get them to that point. However, yes, aside from that, they did ball out on a couple other occasions. So yes, they did deserve to be in the Super Bowl, but so did other people. Other people deserve that shot too, or they at least deserve the shot. And unfortunately, because of the effery, some people lost said shot. But we can't rehash history. So because we cannot, and because they were there, they then found out, or they should have, actually no, they did find out. They did find out that they needed to stand up on merit. There's that word again, merit, right? That keep floating around. You need to get hired on merit. Well, were they there on merit, or were they there because of something else? Well, another team got there by pure grit, grind, merit, determination, hard work, and all that good stuff, right? While another team may have gotten there with a little bit of help. And that little bit of help got them slapped in the jaw. Man, there was a play in the third quarter. Patrick Mahomes got slapped into yesterday. I don't remember the guy's name, but oh my God, he slapped him into yesterday. I don't condone violence, and I do not like seeing the players get hurt, but he got slapped into yesterday. Man, I screamed, okay? It was amazing. It was terrifying, but it was amazing. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. That was an amazing win. It was awesome. I enjoyed every second of the game. The halftime show was, come on. I'm lost for words. It was awesome. If you don't get it, you just don't get it. I ain't got time. This ain't for you. That wasn't for you, and that's fine. If it wasn't for you, it just wasn't for you. But for who it was for, it was amazing. We enjoyed the hell out of it, and that's fine. Sometimes it ain't for everybody. It is not for everybody, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. But it seemed like a whole bunch of other suckers enjoyed it. I absolutely love that you could hear the entire stadium in chorus on A minor. Come on now. You kidding me? Yo, game over. That was amazing. Anyways, I really do hope moving forward, two things. Any team, whether it be the Kansas City Chiefs or whomever, that the referees, number one, learn, stay out the goddamn game, okay? We don't want you in the game. Quit picking favorites. Stay out the game. Let them play ball, okay? But what they said, what they say in Remember Titans. Let them play, ref. Just let them play, okay? Let them play. Stay out the goddamn game. We know y'all gonna call funky calls. That's part of the game, okay? We understand y'all are gonna make these calls, and depending on if it's our team, we're gonna love it or hate it. We get that, but stay out the goddamn game. Do not be swinging these games to whom you may favor, or whom the media may favor, to whom Vegas may favor, or them others may favor. Stop all of that, okay? Cut that out. And to that team, my point number two, to that team who is getting favored, quit acting like you're not, okay? Because that team that was getting favored, once you're receiving all that favor and everybody and their mama starts coming out the woodwork saying, hey, y'all only got here because of XYZ. And then when you get slapped in the face or get slapped in the yesterday, well, don't be sitting there crying. Folks try to tell you was getting helped. Okay? People told you were getting helped. So you can't sit there all pouty-faced and crying and wondering what had happened. No, we told you what happened. You were getting helped, boo-boo. Okay? But they're not there to help you up off the floor right now, okay? Your feelings is hurt right now, okay? But go and pick yourself up. Tell them to get about your business, okay? Tell them let you play your game, right? Let you play this game. Because they didn't do you any justice. They didn't do you a service by helping you. Because all they did was make you a target. All they did was make every mother sucker hate you. Because I ain't gonna lie. As the season progressed, I became more and more, just like every season this happens. Every season this happens. Again, I remember all those years, everybody hated Tom Brady. Everybody hated Aaron Rodgers. And you can just name like those top tier people who, you feel like the refs are helping them, right? You feel like it. You see it. Not just feel like it, you see it. But you actually seeing all these calls go their way. So when you start to see it, but then they act oblivious to it, I don't think they act oblivious, because even Tom Brady kind of admitted it in the booth during the game, when he was like, he would look at the ref like, hey, ref, what's up? But anyways, don't act oblivious to it. Own up to it. Understand, like I said, own up to it. Like, yeah, it happens. Yeah, what's up? We understand. Once you understand that and understand that that's part of what got you there, don't ever be cocky about it. You better play as if you don't need the refs. Play as if you don't need those refs, because last night you played as if you desperately needed mommy and daddy to come save you. And they chose that time to not. They chose to let you cry out. As they should. Because last night, another team came and said, your mommy and daddy ain't here. It's just me. That's what the Eagles did last night. They was like, mommy and daddy ain't here. It's just me. And that's what happened. So for the next season or whatever, any team that feels like they get a favor, go on, nip that in the bud and say, no. Don't you put that target on my back. Maya Angelou once said, if you pick it up, if they throw it down, be careful if you pick it up. Now I'm paraphrasing. But if they throw it down, be careful on picking it up, because you're going to put a target on your back. Are you ready for that target? You ready for that target? Because that's all that happened. You, Kansas City Chiefs, became a target the moment you picked up that favor. That favor for the refs helping you along the way. Now, again, this is not to take away from you being a really good a football team. Again, you are a good football team. You're a great football team. Again, not to take away from that. You guys did deserve to have gotten to said level, but you guys did clip a whole bunch of people along the way because of the help and or the favor that you received. Just please understand that. Having said that, the Eagles whooped that. Respectfully so. Deservingly so. And I feel like they did it for all the other people that got clipped along the way. That's how I feel. I feel like that might have been, like, I feel like the people who got clipped, like, they were rooting for the Eagles because it was like, yeah. And because that's how it felt. like they did that, for us. They probably won't admit to that, but they did. They did that for us too. That slap in the yesterday, that was for the Texans. That sixth sack, that was for the Bills. That interception by DeJean, yeah, that was for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of retribution that went down in that game the other night, last night. So there was just a lot of gotcha or get back in that game last night because y'all picked up that favor. So teams moving forward, when you start to notice that the refs are pandering or catering to you, you better nip that in the butt or you're going to be out there looking stupid. What happened when they leave you out to dry? Because that's what happened last night. Them refs or the refereeing corps, whatever they call themselves, left Kansas City out to dry. And they didn't have their 12th man or their 12th entity. And the better team actually won the game. And so, congratulations yet again to the Philadelphia Eagles for a well-deserved, well-earned Super Bowl win. That was amazing. I had an amazing time, and I look forward to the next season. I hope y'all don't dismantle the team, and congratulations individually. But Saquon Barkley, I think he deserves an individual award for knowing your worth. Individual knowing your worth. That man right there. Don't ever let nobody doubt your worth. That man collected on knowing your worth. And there are other players this season that found out their worth after being told, hey, go figure out your worth. And they found it out. But Saquon Barkley, you win the trophy for having found out your worth and being awarded and proven such. So, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. And this is Katrina with Just My 3 Cents. Y'all have a great day. Bye.